Hey, say something so I can see if your
I'm
level
safe.
works. Yeah, it seems like it.
All right. Well, goddamn it.
Yeah, fucking A. Hello, hello. We're in the blackout before it goes live.
Okay.
So,
So
oh,
I can't.
and there it goes. So, is your wife online? Because I need to know if she can hear you.
I don't know. Hold on.
All right,
Jen.
Jen. Hello. Can you hear Zach? If he chooses to speak.
I was speaking. I was talking. I think she left the house. I don't think she likes me anymore.
Well, that seems awful. Uh, uh, hello everybody.
Hey, hey.
Welcome to Goddammit, Zach. This is our
Goddamn it.
last episode of 2020 be-
Goddamn it. 2020.
because fuck this year. Oh, I should have put that in the headline.
Yeah, well.
Oh well, I'm lame. I had so many different ideas for doing the last episode. I was gonna do a whole thank you to everybody that we've encountered and do some highlights of what was fantastic about 2020, but I wanted it to be more than a
That is important.
3 minute show.
Yeah. Well, we
So,
had, I'll be honest with you, we had a really good time. Like during the early part of the lockdowns, you were able to get some guests that are way over our head that we had fun to talk to, like Rob Schwab and uh, Stephen Radley McFarland and Eric Mona. Remember him?
yep. And Steve Marsh, and
Oh, and Steve,
uh,
he's my hero.
we had a bunch of Axel Kramer on,
Oh yeah, but I
which
don't count him, dude. He's like he scares me.
he's a pretty good egg. He's all
He's,
right, I think.
he's a good egg, I guess. I suppose.
I mean, I don't want to get too comfortable around him.
Well,
I always got the side eye. He's a
uh, you know,
lawyer.
he almost replaced Mike and I as the auctioneers of the auction, but he let us
Well,
stay. But he
anybody
asked,
who watched that auction, that was a good move on Alex's part.
well, you know who we're doing it with now?
Who are you doing it with?
The Rick Mines.
Fuck, man. Now I'm gonna have to go to the auction and sit through you two droids while the true Jedi Master actually does some things.
I know, like, between him and Bill Meinhardt, they're gonna have a good auction. Then they had us for the rest of it.
Yeah. Well, if we do have it in person, if you guys need any help, I don't know if I'm available. I might be.
We'll keep you on the short list, Peter Green.
Yeah. I don't think I've submitted games yet.
Well, if
Uh,
it's a real live one, I'll make Jen go this time because I don't think Jen's ever been. So
uh, your wife, Jen?
yeah,
Yeah, she's been there.
game hole,
I
pretty good,
think.
pretty good, huh?
I know she's been at GaryCon. I thought she was at Game Hall. Northwest Jen is totally going to
Yeah.
Game
Well,
Hall
I
if
don't
we
want to go
have.
conventions without my wife anymore. I decided that I had more fun when she's there. So
I do
don't
too.
tell her. Don't tell her.
Yeah, no. I mean, we
I don't
won't.
want her to think that I like her.
Yeah, we won't put that on the air or
Oh,
anything.
on the air. God damn it.
Yeah, I know. God damn it, Zach. So here's some things we're gonna do. We're gonna show off some stuff coming up for 2021, and
See,
these
I
are
don't know.
some
So I'm
images.
as excited as the audience of four is. So
So this is a combination of stuff. Now that I look at it, that is going to happen in 2021, and there are a few images of things I wanted to get more airplay that came out in 2020. So this is just
oh
going to
yeah.
happen.
Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh.
see, I figured out how to do a slideshow.
I just picked up Moondar Estates for shipping out this yesterday.
So this is from our buddy Levi Combs,
I recognize those guys.
Phylactery 3.
Yeah.
This badass Mummy Bride is coming to DCC in 2021. Magic and shit.
Ooh, who's that?
That is also Levi. That's because Levi is trying to set the record for producing the most stuff in 1 year. That is Robots and Ray Guns from Levi Combs.
Levi, 36 titles. That's what Frog God Games did in 2020. That's what it's a new goal.
Scientific Barbarian 3.
I'm excited. I really like Scientific Barbarian. That was very,
Oh,
very good. I knew it would be good, but I was very pleased when
it's
I got it.
great. Yeah, so this is just going to play for a bit. Um, but what we're going to talk about is um, I know some people out there still read the dead tree versions of printed material, but I'm doing this on my Kindle. But I've been reading this.
I have that next to my nightstand.
And what I have a couple of things I need to say about this. First of all, John Peterson has got to be the top tier Sherlock Holmes of historical RPG books.
More, it's even more than that though, because it's not just his top tier. He won't accept like interviews. It has to be written down. He'll only take written documentation, like for when he did this first book,
Yeah.
because he didn't trust interviews. I'm like, wow,
I mean,
like
okay,
better
so
than every journalist in America.
so here's a blast from the past that the kids of today won't understand. John Peterson is the RPG Walter Cronkite.
I would say Edward R. Murrow personally.
He is the news you can trust. None of this fake
Yeah.
news bullshit.
Yep.
That's not how we roll. Um, but I'm about 70 pages into it. It's a 310, I think, page book. One of the things that he's discussing right now is in the very early days of D&D, and it's a whole question of where does the term role playing game come from? And it's kind of a discussion, and it's kind of some philosophical batting around. So there's two camps. There's the hardcore war gamers, and then there's the people who want to tell a story. And even with those two, there's like a strict adherence to the rules and kind of a loosey goosey, we're going to make shit up on the fly. He also talks about kind of a hybrid third that's like a teacher, which I want to say is more indicative of being a coach. Like you're the game master who wants to challenge and bring out the best of your players, but you also want them to succeed. And I think that's totally a coach's job.
I could see how you would see coach as that as because of your history, as opposed to teacher is right away because they're two different roles to you. Whereas I think John sees it. I think John would agree with you, but basically what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And I
and
don't know John that well. I mean, I've had dinner with him and I've met him a few times, and I really like him. I admire what he does, but I
right.
don't think coach is something that he would go straight to. And I think that you're absolutely right. I think that what you're saying is probably what he was trying to say in words that don't don't bring as much to him as I think coach is absolutely correct. I think
Yeah, I mean all of his writing in there is super academic. I mean, I can get through it, but like I'm looking at this and go, what does this word mean? Uh, this I am not the highbrow reader by any stretch of the
I can tell a
imagination.
story about this, but I can't because we're on the air. But remind me later to tell you the story about Rob Kuntz.
Fuck that guy. Um, and that actually ties into
I knew it was.
that actually ties into something I was going to make as an announcement. I am shrinking my Facebook presence
Again,
now and in 2021.
again.
So, yeah, uh, it was all after um, the Wonder Woman 84 movie. The people's reaction to that was so ridiculous and heinous, and most of my direct friends on Facebook, all good. Everybody's cool. It's the friends of friends that I can't deal with. And you know me, I'm not mature enough just to walk away from an argument.
I
So,
do know you, and this is very true.
yeah, so I am doing that. I will still check Facebook periodically, but
Well, I hope you're
social
on Messenger.
media is a toilet.
Oh,
Um,
that I agree with.
I'm going to see if I can convince our good buddy Levi Combs to help me with social media regarding another announcement. SGP is getting a website 2021, possibly early 2021.
Who's doing your website?
My lovely wife, Northwest Jen.
Have Northwest Jen talk to me, and I will make sure that she has all the pointers that she needs to make sure she does it the right way and easy. Because I know too much about it, and I don't want the frustrations that my life or surrounding my life the last month to happen to you or to the lovely Northwest Jen.
Yeah, we're just doing it super basic, super stripped down, which is very much the motto of SGP. I don't need to be fancy. I don't need to be Paizo. I certainly don't need to be Watsy. So, one of the things on my website will be you can buy Crypt of the Science Wizard in all its versions, and it's going to have a blog. So, when I want to rant about shit, I'm going to put it on there and just let it go.
Yeah, turn off the comments to be even happier.
Jen told me. That's exactly what she said. She said, I'll show you how to turn off the comments. And I'm like, I totally want the comments to be on there because I want to be able to delete people's opinions.
Oh, well, that's okay.
It's my sandbox. And
That's true.
that's my problem with Facebook and social media.
You
It's
don't
like,
like pissing in your front yard? Oh, sure.
no, it's just like people seem to feel like they can't have an opinion about something because it's going to hurt somebody else's feelings. And that's become super prevalent. And it's like, I don't care.
Sucks.
What? What did you say?
Nothing.
I no, I didn't hear you.
It's good. It's a good thing you didn't hear
Oh
me.
no, I
I was
don't like.
expecting you won't like.
It's like when people say, "Oh, sports ball." When I say I'm not working on Sundays because I'm watching football with my wife, that's my decompressing time.
Yeah.
And there are people, both you and I know very well, that overstep their bounds talking shit when I used to not do stuff because I wanted to watch football. And it just it rubs me the wrong way why people think they can dictate to other people.
What
But
they like.
anyway, that is not what this tirade was about. In The Elusive Shift, John Peterson uh, talks about how in the early and mid 70s, when D&D was just getting rolling, big time, a lot of the sci-fi groups and gaming wargaming clubs, they had like clubhouses, and I
Yeah.
think it was a much more uh, rigid and um, overseen event. And listening to some of the examples of the game masters, if I would have been older and been able to play D&D in the early 70s, I would have absolutely quit. Because except for a couple of people he mentioned, those guys were fuckers.
No. Okay. Well. Okay. And we don't know any of these people. That's what we're going to say publicly right now, right?
I don't. You mentioned Rob Kuntz,
Oh yeah, him. Sorry.
um, but no, I don't understand. I mean, I used to be one of the DMs that used to go into like a convention game and say, "All right, we got 3 days. I've got 6 games. I want to have 30 kills by the time I walk out of here."
Really?
I used to be that guy.
I remember that.
Well, that was a huge Frog God thing. Pissing match between Matt, Bill, and anybody else. How many characters did you kill? That
Sure.
that was that was a huge thing, but I that's not the money spot. I mean, having a good time where a collaborative story is told and you get to watch somebody succeed and overcome. It's like, okay, I am going to put this challenge, and if you come up with something clever, you're going to survive. If you do something stupid, you're going to die. I mean, I got a whole module based on that philosophy, you know? if 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 you're smart and lucky, you're gonna do all right. If you're gonna be a dick knuckle, you're gonna burn up, literally.
You'd be a bad player in your own game.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I mean,
No, I think that you're right. I think that one of the things that Matt Finch told me once that I totally believe him in, it's a really good expression, is the past is a foreign country. Like when we look back to the 70s, even, which is now 50 years ago, right? 40 years ago. You're looking
dude, you're
back.
killing me.
Hmm?
You're killing me.
No, I'm serious. But you're looking back at a time that everything was different and how things were handled. So yeah, the clubhouse thing is an important part because that's where people did do things. They did have rules, and the rules developed for reasons that we don't know, right? So we get to
Right.
judge against stuff that it's easy to say, well, these guys were douche nozzles, and some of them are. And like a name I mentioned, I don't have to bring up again. Yes, they are. But some of these things happen for reasons there's a whole different society than we're in now. You and I would not function very well as adults in the 1960s and 70s. And that's where these guys came from.
Yeah,
Because the
probably not.
past is a foreign country. It really is. And the only thing I don't love, and I do it myself all the time, is that I don't like to ascribe current year um, values or what definitions of fun is to 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Oh
And
yeah. No.
and I think that that's something that it's easy to do. Is like, well, I can't believe that they like this, but look at their options. I mean, what else was fun to do? I mean, the fact that it got invented is amazing to me because there was nothing like it, right?
Right.
It came from war games, but it didn't come from war games in a way that you'd expect. And the fact that you got guys who were really legitimately, Napoleonics is its own like really hard thing that I don't get, right? And they
We
were
can
willing
call
to
it a
go ahead.
cult, man. It's all right. You can use the C
Okay,
word.
use that C word.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll use that C word.
no, but I think that it's important to remember that um, as annoying as it seems, without being there, it's hard to make a real fair judgment.
Oh, I think John Peterson does an excellent job of
Oh yeah.
showing that it was unpleasant. I mean, and not just, I mean, fundamentally adversarial.
No,
Like
no, I
if you,
believe that. But war games were fundamentally adversarial
right,
as a whole.
right. And he does bring up the whole thing where you have the game master who talks to a caller,
Oh
and the
yeah.
caller is the leader of the group. And I'm like, well, that wouldn't work at all now. I can't even fathom that. I mean, our group of friends, we
I
kind of do it to a degree, but you
I
know,
think I think that see that's from 50 years of a hobby existing is that you've seen it done, you've watched it done, you kind of incorporate it in your group without knowing.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I think some of that stuff is just we are used to having one person go, okay, look, this is, and then to kind of explain the group to the GM to kind of keep the game flowing.
yeah.
Because we know what the flow of a game looks like, right? Like I don't think then there was like it's like when we first started playing, we had no idea what the flow of the game was. Like I started playing in the early '80s, I had no idea, and I think that I
Newbie.
yeah, dude, I know that's me. No, but a lot of this stuff comes from we accept like one of the reasons I think our hobby sometimes seems to be like it's unwelcoming is because we take for granted so many little things about gaming that we don't share because we don't know to share them. And I think
Yeah,
that's part of it
that's
is the
true.
caller part because it's like a caller. Who knows rely on a caller? Well, everybody who's played the games since the '80s knows the flow of the game is better when somebody completely explains to the GM, okay, and this is like a social cue. We are moving to the next step, right? And I think that if you come from nowhere, you don't know why the hell this person's talking for you. You just think you're being mansplained to,
Right.
I mean,
Well,
Ian mansplained to Zach, for example, right?
yeah, and another thing, it also, I think it's more prevalent. They're talking about 12 to 15 people sitting at a table
Yes.
trying to go through this dungeon. And I think, with obvious exceptions of, for example, Matt and Bill, who play
Yeah.
with 20 players at a table,
And that's a skill that's just only them, really, in my opinion. That's the only ones I've seen do it effectively.
Yeah. Anything over, I can do it for 12 to 15, but anything more than that, it just gets unruly, and unruly to the point there's too many side conversations.
Right.
Like, I want people to be engaged in the game that they signed up for, because I only play in conventions.
Yep.
If you have, I was in one of Bill's games. I think it was either Gary Con. I think it was Gary Con. There were like 24 people in the room, and it took 45 minutes for me to have an action, it to go all the way around the table and come back to me. And I was like, I'm out. I'm done. I'm not going to
Yeah.
do this anymore.
I don't play room games conventions partially for that, and partially because I'm just tired.
Well, you're so busy.
Well, we're gonna change that when I go to those conventions.
Yeah. So, my takeaway from Elusive Shift, as far as I've gotten into it, if you are at all interested in the historical beginnings of role playing games, please get this book.
Yeah, no, buy it. And if
I
you're
mean,
not, if you don't think you're interested, but you're interested in role playing games, you should probably get it anyway.
yeah.
It's worth the cost. And honestly, I know John Peterson doesn't need us to, we'll keep writing books whether or not we buy 10 books from him each. But the thing is, supporting the books like this shows that the interest is in the hobby, and it validates what he does. He doesn't need the validation, but I think in general, the hobby does. Takes it seriously in a way sometimes I don't think it deserves. Not because of what is done, but because of who is in it.
Right. I
We're being
mean,
me sometimes.
we're not like, you know, ah, trying to. I'm sure everybody can see me doing this too.
Probably.
Oh well. This is the level of professionalism you're getting
Well, this is what they come to expect.
for our last show. Okay, so we're gonna move on from Elusive Shift.
All right.
Um, so we're gonna go to. Let's go to Kickstarter. Do you want to do some Kickstarter showings?
Kickstarter shenanigans.
All right. I just got to click the right buttons. Look at that.
Whoa.
Barroom Brawling.
Oh, I saw that, dude. And I thought about you right away. I saw that last week, didn't I?
Well, yeah, we had talked about that. It's dwarven miniatures. Come on. Let's not say all dwarves are heinous, drunken, barbaric. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
They
Hey,
are.
on a side note, remind me after the game, there's a VR game we got to play just like that. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, basically, these miniatures for barroom brawling make me instantly think of Jason Braun.
Yes.
Dwarf, having
Yes.
a drink, stirring some shit.
Canker over the head.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. Weren't you interested in flat dice?
I was. I was. What else we got?
We got 3D Battle Arena. We have Timeless, the family RPG, which seems like kind of a backhanded comment. All RPGs can be family oriented.
Not all RPGs from family oriented. I want to pull some off my shelf that aren't.
Hey, in 2024, I'm gonna write the Manson family RPG.
I was gonna write, the Adventures in the Grotto.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
I find it very interesting. We took that weird RPG in two totally different directions. Sci-fi art. Here's a small tidbit of information. I went on Drive-Through RPG recently and looked at their stock art collections.
Lots of
If
great
you are a small publisher, please take a look. There are
Nope.
some
Fantastic stuff.
wonderful pieces. There's
Don't do what Zach did, because Zach insisted that he have the original art for everything. You know what? I got great work out of Lloyd, but I also worked Lloyd to death, and you don't want to do that either. And there's stuff available for you that does justice to your writing, you don't have to break the bank, and you also supporting artists at the same time.
And it obviously depends on your product. Like I have a monster book, Crypto Codex, that's going to kickstart at the end of February next year. That's new and specific art. So
Yeah, and then
don't think we're trying to like shit the bed on filling something with stock art that has nothing.
no, but I think what you're saying is important, and as you go through the
Yeah.
sci-fi, is that there are times when you need art on pages, but you don't need specific pieces. And I mean, we did 35 tiles last year, whatever. There are times when he's like, this just needs art. And
Right.
what it needs is, you don't know what it needs until the end, right? Like this is what Chuck and Susie, the problem they get run into is we order art, and sometimes as an author or as a project manager, you order the art because this is the cool scene, this is the cool scene, this is a cool scene. Well, the cool scenes are the first 20 pages and the last 15. And like you go through wide swaths of important information for the game that doesn't have any kind of visual element. And tables are exciting, but they're not exciting enough to always cover it. So you have to have relevant type art to fill it, and you get great stuff off of the stock art on it in RPG now, which is, oh, sorry, drive through, dating myself. Drive through RPG is great because it supports currently working artists.
Yeah.
Whereas you go to Adobe stock and get art there, which is equally valid way to do it, is not necessarily designed around what you need. So you're finding things very tailored to your needs by people who know how to make it. And a lot of times you can hire these guys later, or if you see something you like, hey, can you do something in this very much like a piece you've already made? And a lot of times they're willing to do it because they're just they're happy to have their art being used. And I'm
Oh
happy.
yeah. Totally. And as a singular example, I'm not mentioning anybody else for any reasons. It just popped into my mind, so I got to grab it when ideas pop in there. Jay Shields
Yeah,
has a bunch of stuff
that's
on
great.
drive through
Yeah,
that's really good and really usable.
yeah.
So, and he's somebody who we've hung out with at North Texas. So, yeah, I mean, it's fantastic. All right,
What else got?
back to Kickstarter. Handcrafted dice box.
Yeah,
Uh,
handcrafted dice.
Click
Yeah.
clacky math rocks. Sparkly. I know if Alla's watching, she is in on these sparkly dice.
Why would All in demand sparkly dice? I actually owe All and Kim George, I believe, the two that I'm buying specialty dice for their Sword Wizard box sets because I told them I would.
Man,
Hey man,
are
hey,
they made from human shin bones?
only for Allah's.
Oh, sweet. Um, Dudes on a Map virtual grid paper, which has got to be hands
All right, all
down.
right. What is it? Tell me what is it? We'll go there.
All right, we're we're gonna investigate this. 8 days to go.
85
Ooh, it's tight if they're gonna do it.
Simple
Uh,
RPGs. Well, I'm gonna back that.
I think you should.
Yeah, you can do it right now.
Okay, so look at this. We got an example of what's happening. That looks super cool.
Yep. So I'm going to go to Kickstarter. Sorry to interrupt my talking here, but I'm actually going to back Dudes on a Map because I think that that is a good idea.
Holy shit. I'm going to have to look into this. Let's see.
I have dudes in drama, the dudes, but I have dudes on map. So apparently the word dude's often used here.
It's $45. I don't know what all of the keys are for.
Well, we'll figure it out. I'm gonna look at when we're done.
Yeah, I'm
But
gonna have to look into that as well.
Give him money of just $10 just to see his project go.
Oh boy. And
I think
it
we're running out. I think these are already done.
screwed up my filters. Yeah. Okay, so hey, look what's back. not overtaken by a hacker. Oh, okay, Zach, give us a 200-word summary of all of these books.
Oh, those are about the webpage itself. 200% of all these books.
No,
There are
I'm
many of
I'm
them.
I'm joking. These
No,
are fantasy role-playing books.
yes, lots and lots of them. No, I don't. We've had him on the show in 2020, no less. And I would like to
Yeah.
say his name is Pex. Pex. Mr. Pex has toiled, and not just a little bit of toil, a hero's amount of toil. Like you're like Odysseus, or like Achilles, like Pex should be another one of those Oedipus Pex.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That has all kinds of connotations.
No, but anyway, he's the heroic journey he's had this last 2 weeks trying to make sure this webpage works and works well has been nothing short of outstanding. And so I got to give him credit. It's back up. It's been a pain. We actually are trying to do fulfillment through the website, and I'm glad it went down when it did, so we could get the stuff fixed that it does. So we're going to do, rather than backer kit, we're just fulfillment. That's going to be happening next week, and he's got it done. But it's been a long 2 weeks, and mostly the hardest hit was Pex by far. So he's a hero. If anybody knows him, please shout out thank you from Zach, because he has worked his ass off to make this happen.
I I go out of my way to tease Pex any opportunity I get,
I
but
do too, and I feel bad about it.
he is honestly the glue that is holding the Frog God internet together.
No, he
Not by himself, other people
no,
do
no,
it
no,
too,
no,
but
no, by himself. He's actually holding it with his hands. Like, so like electrical current goes through, and you can hold two ends of the wire, and the current goes through you. That's
yeah.
PEX with our internet.
Man, that is some fantastic art.
Yeah,
Whoever commissioned that art was a genius.
it was, because they wound up being the cover of Tone 2022. Good stuff.
Genius.
We do you know Noble Dwarf that like Alyssa's worked with him to get Mattis printed and stuff? Mark Reed's his name.
I don't know him, but I know of
We just
them.
got some sample canvas prints from him that we're going to have him start selling on his page, and one of them is one
Sweet.
you for Rapping Ethic again. It was very nicely done. I'm just pleased
Yeah,
as well.
man. Look at that cover for Rappin' Ethic.
I love it.
That that art dude was a genius.
Who was the art dude who did Bard's Gate?
Uh yeah, that's some pretty genius idea right there too.
On your what? So what were we gonna do? Weren't you gonna do a Q&A? Did everybody had a Q&A whole questions for us?
Hey, if anybody in the chat wants to hit us up with a question or a statement, this is the 26-minute ask me anything.
26 minutes or
I
less.
We may not answer, but if we do answer, the answer will be 100% truthful. So, Zach, you have to answer truthfully if somebody asks you a question, or just say I'm not going to answer that.
That was no truthful answer for some of them.
Okay, so another thing that I want to show off, because I get a lot of behind the scenes stuff that people want to show me, and it's not, porn, it's actual game stuff. Um, Check this ad out from our good friend Jim Wampler at Mud Puppy Games.
That's awesome.
This is a coupon that you can present in a DCC or MCC game, a post apocalyptic game of your choice. Could be Metamorphosis Alpha, could be Aliens.
I don't know. That's
This
post box.
this is a coupon. If you make a bad choice, you can present this to your game master, and while it offers no bonus, it gives you time to come up with a better idea. I think it's fantastic. I love it so much. Uh, but yeah.
I just love the art and the ad. Like I knew instantly who made it because it
Oh,
was
the
great.
whole thing is amazing. I think that is good stuff. Uh, on Okay, so Ian, thoughts on Vason so far? I started an online game on the advice of Alex Kammer. He has started playing Vaesen, which is a Scandinavian kind of storytelling game system. Beautiful art, relatively easy mechanics if you're used to it. I am I am actually doing historical research for a game. So, uh, as far as the question goes, I'm down. I am buying into that. It also promotes mixing the game master, so you can have people with a slightly different point of view, and it's all like the Fae of old Scandinavia. So shit's actually scary, which ties in with my rant, uh, however many weeks ago about monsters or their representations are bullshit now. Yes, I like it very much.
Your rant over the course of 2 years. Actually, I've heard this rant many times.
Yeah, I,
Though to be fair, of all the people you know, I've likely to heard as many of your rants as almost anybody now,
probably
except for Jen. Jen Green is the only one who's heard more of your rants and probably cared less.
that is true. She is without a doubt the saint of RPGs
For listening.
just for listening to me. If she hasn't strangled me in my sleep, she is an angel.
Well, there's somebody who might snuggle people in the sleep.
Yep, there's another one. And oddly enough, they have sort of taken over North Texas RPG Con as the Devilettes.
It's
Nobody messes with them.
it's insidious,
Yeah. Um,
like a coven.
sort of. Sort of.
It's true.
Sort
You
of.
said I had to speak the truth, right? I mean, it's true.
Yeah, it's a coven. So this is a little bit of a mixed bag. This is a zine that is coming out very soon. It's in final edits. It should be out in early 2021. This is a uh I just my brain just shut off.
That's a beautiful cover.
Yeah. This is a fundraising zine for our buddy Jason Gardner, who was diagnosed with lung cancer this year. And fortunately, they were able to catch it in enough time and take care of everything. So he is okay for the most part. I mean, he's still weird as fuck. Yeah, it's rocky. Uh, but this is to help benefit him and his
Lovely family.
superhuman wife Kendra,
Yeah.
who has
Really
done so much, and the boys. But it's a zine put together by a bunch of Rocky's friends, and there's I don't know, God, there's like 8 adventures. There's a ton of articles. Um, Alyssa has done some maps in here. Jack wrote an adventure. One of the highlights, and hands down, yeah, I've got some stuff in here. You can bypass that. It's bullshit. One of the best things in here is Gabe Rotberg's uh, cavern delving tables to randomly create caverns. It's amazing. I mean, if you need to randomly create some underground areas, Gabe is a geologist. So, dude knows his shit. And he put it together in a fantastic way. Just reading this stuff is great. Um, Alla did a bunch of work for this. The cover is obviously by Wonky. He's getting a very specific style that is easily um, recognized. So it's just a bunch of us that came together that wanted to do a little something for one of our buddies because we could.
So where will you be able to buy that, Spear Green?
Um, I am. I will answer 100% truthfully. I don't know.
You'll be able to buy the Frog Eye Games website. We're going to host it and not charge anything for it to make sure that they can get it in 2021.
And I've heard uh, a giant leprechaun actually told me there is the possibility that there will be some physical print copies that are going to be available for a variable donation amount, let's say.
Yeah.
Like if you want the opportunity to
I generally
help
don't
out.
trust leprechauns, especially that one, but I think he's right.
Oh yeah, we know who it is, and which is weird because he is oddly very trustworthy.
Well, no, he's too truthful. There's, that's what it's not. It's not the trustworthy part. He's too honest. And being too honest makes you suspicious.
Yeah. And he's got this weird gaze that he like looks at you and you go, "Okay, are you crazy?"
You already know the answer to that.
Yes, we do. Okay, so uh back to questions. Nobody wants to know anything about us or our opinion on anything. Maybe we're
Good.
too open.
Not so.
I I don't know. I do know that our friends at Planet X Games, even with the 4 titles that I showed in the slideshow presentation, there's like 3 more, and one of the titles, the in work title, was one of the best things I've heard in weeks for a title of it. He says it's a working title, but I'm gonna push him to try to publish that under the title he gave me.
Well, that's vague booking. Thanks,
Super
Steve.
inappropriate.
Oh, well, okay. Then that explains the vague booking.
Yeah. Well, when you have dong in the title, that's you gotta kind of dial back where you talk about that and with who.
Where's the Skeeter Green I knew?
Um, hey,
That
2021 is going to be a bit of a change for the Skeeter Green that you know. That is not a that is not a lifestyle I wish to continue.
the Skeeter Green I knew.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't. Wait, Skeeter Green 1.1.
yeah, you know the Skeeter Green needs to evolve. that 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 shit is just not
You
okay.
changed, man. You've changed.
Well, I say that now. If you ask me again at 5:50, you'll get a different answer.
Absolutely will.
I have a plan for 7 minutes. Oh yes, this
That's what you should title your next book.
yeah, yeah. How many hours per day does Zach play video games?
Not as many as he thinks about video games. Yeah, honest, you want honest answers. Some days as many as two, and some days as many as zero. So I think about them a lot more than I play them, and I want to actually get down and play them, but I get interrupted by phone calls or by various other things that are, life. And I don't have kids, but I work with kids, so
Very close to you.
very much so. And so no, so the actual is the longest I played in a stretch recently was probably 3 or 4 hours in a row. And it almost killed me because I was playing Beat Saber, and that was probably
Well,
my
yeah,
fault.
that would. I've
Now, I get obsessive when one of the reasons I don't play games as much as I used to is that I'm unhappy with the more the performance of the system than my own abilities. But once I'm into it and I like want to get something right, I don't want to quit until I get whatever stupid unimportant goal it is, and I'll keep going forever. So I try. Sometimes I don't play at all because I know that's what will happen to me. So
would you say that Beat Saber is your favorite VR game?
it's the one I play the most. It's not my favorite. It's the one I play the most. So I get exercise out of it, and I find it really calming and relaxing. My favorite VR game that I'm playing recently is probably Half-Life Alex. No, no, that's not true. Squadrons, Star Wars Squadrons.
I have also recently gotten an Oculus Quest, and hands down, this will come as no surprise to anyone. My favorite game is Pistol Whip.
I knew it would be. It's a great game.
Walking down a path and shooting people in the head and ankle simultaneously is very soothing to me.
Some people buy like the meditation one where you sit by a pond and there's ducks and there's like little like the sun shines, the moon comes up, and you sit there and tells you to breathe. That's some game. People buy that game. Skeeter gets the same effect from that by playing pistol whip, but it's playing high energy music, and then you just shoot people in the head. That does the same kind of calming relaxation that Skeeter Green needs.
Yeah. I did get guided Tai Chi as well, and I can't figure it out, so it frustrated me, which is ironic. Which is very ironic that Tai Chi pisses me off.
You know, I know he bought Guy Tai Chi because I can tell he's in my friends list on the Oculus app store. Like, what the fuck is this? He's never gonna like this.
Yeah, no, I don't like it. It's excessive. It's too much. Uh, can you make some toast on video?
No,
Okay.
I know what Ian wants me to do, and that answer is no.
Can you use your blowtorch on TV?
Yes.
Can we have a cooking segment from Zach?
No.
We'll even get Ian to be a special guest co-host, and he can make a recipe out of that Monster Nom Nom Nomicon or whatever the fucking cookbook is for D&D. You guys can have a little cooking show one day.
There are people who do a better job than us, though.
I kind of think anybody would do a better job than us.
I was trying to say it nice.
But still, I mean, it could be fun.
Oh, there's a new Skeeter Green. Where's the new Skeeter Green?
Oh shit, that was less than 7 minutes. Damn. All right, so maybe it's 4 minutes. I don't know. It's new. I'm trying it out. I did do a crazy eating thing for Christmas.
Oh.
Starting Christmas morning, I had a 50-hour fast. You want to talk about fucking hallucinating? Woo, doggy.
Why?
Because 2020 has caused me to do a lot of shit that has been bad for my system, and I sort of gave up for a while. And I needed a hard reset, and that was one of the most dramatic things I could think to do to get my system
Do you do
working.
anything in like moderation?
Nope. Have we met? We've been doing this show for years now.
I just want to say it out loud, Skeeter. I did. That's not toasted. That's just a piece of bread.
But since we're talking about Christmas, Christmas was very good to me.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Where'd you get such a horrible gift?
I am still the man.
That's true.
To be the man, you got to beat the man.
You gotta have the belt.
Got to have the belt. Take it away from me if you can. And that will be difficult because I'm not taking it anywhere where somebody could take it away from me.
No, I'll tell this true story. I was in a used like collectible store, and there's a bin of old odds and ends, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Skeeter Green needs that.
Well, the best part of that, which will probably not show up on the video, is it has 2 stickers on it that say "for rectal use only."
Oh, I added those.
And I have them now too. So that was amazing. So what else do you want to talk about, Zach? What's been happening in the Zach house?
Well, geez, I've been working with Matt Finch. I had a meeting today with Edwin Nagy. I have been working.
When is my Swords and Wizardry box set gonna get here?
Man, I wish I was in the office part because I would show you the boxes again. They're so awesome. They should be here. We approved them for prints. They're printing probably right now because, like, we got the notification, Alchemy shipping, all of our stuff's coming in now from the last year. And those will be probably the last ones to come in because we had to make one final change to the size of the box. But February is my guess. How's that? How do I rule? You said honest answer? February is my guess. Yeah.
I like that.
They're nice. They are the nicest thing Frog God has ever sold.
I don't know if I got 2 of them or if I only got the one high-end one.
Well, all I can tell you is that the high-end ones are going to be in demand because we have people asking us now. We don't have extras.
So the regular box sets you're going to have in stock, aren't you?
Yeah.
Some.
Well, we actually wound up after we saw how nice they were. We were like, we're going to sell more of these than we expect, so we're going to do that. So we'll have some, yes, but I expect them to sell it faster than the other two think. So
Well, that's cool. When I actually come down to your house, I'll just go to the office and steal one of those.
okay, you're not going to get here anytime soon, so I'm not worried about
You don't know.
it. I do.
Your birthday is coming up very soon.
You won't be here. You won't get on a plane. You won't even walk outside your house.
I could drive there by then.
You won't do
You're right, but I could.
it.
I
So,
could get there. All right. Well, I think we should wrap it up.
all right.
And our gift to our listeners will be cutting Goddammit Zach short for 2020 because I'm sure everybody just wants to.
Jen's making that toast right now too, so Ian's still not gonna get his toast.
Oh, when is the toast going to be done?
It doesn't matter because we're already in the show.
Oh, you ended the show just because we wanted toast.
Just
All
kidding.
right.
All
Well,
right, thank you, everybody. Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year, and we'll see you in 2021. Bye.
Bye.